everybody. Food here. Welcome to Illustrator Jones. This is his Scribble Sketch Lesson Part 2. So, if you like the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, leave a comment if you want to. Enjoy the video, everybody. Bye.
Okay, I'm back. Now then, yeah, the inking. So you think, oh, it's a really... But this is scribble sketching, you see. Now that is a scribble, isn't it? It's come from a scribble, and it still is a scribble in a way. So I'm going to pick out the outline first, maybe, or... This is what I normally do. I normally start with the eyes. I normally put the eyes in. And I will change them as I go. Because, you know, sometimes I want them bigger. There you go. Give him that manic look again. Hey, Fert, no! Fert, stop it! Stop that, Fert. Behave yourself. Honestly, Fert, you have to do this in every video we do. Only I give you the introduction, like, no, Fert, it stinks, man! Now you can see that clashing with the teeth there slightly, but what I'll do is I'll lower everything down later. Doesn't really matter. And remember, if it all goes pear-shaped and you think, oh, I don't like it a lot at all, you know, and it's all... Just start again. Just do another scribble. You have endless amounts of scribbles. Now then, I'm going to put that eye there. So here's his teeth, look, they're there, so I need to lower them slightly so that they don't clash. Now I put a heavy line there because you can see slightly underneath it, like that. There you go. And then it comes a bit thinner here. I'm not being too exacting to the pencil drawing underneath because I'm still creating. Although you could, you know, it doesn't matter if you want to stick exactly to the pencil that you've made, you've drawn. It's quite all right. It's fine. Not a problem. So he's got lots of teeth up here now, so I'm gonna put those in. Just all different sizes and pointing different ways. A bit like my own teeth. There you go. Yeah. And quite often, you know, if you think, oh, you're going through and you think, oh, this is awful. I always feel like that. I'm always looking at it going, this is terrible. I don't know if this is going to work. But 9 times out of 10, it does. It looks alright at the end. Because basically, who's seen this before? Nobody. I haven't seen it before. I've never seen this creature in my life. He only just appeared now, in front of all of us. So, who's to say that, oh, that doesn't look right? Nobody. Nobody at all. So you do what you want, and don't worry about what other people think of it. Having fun drawing and producing pieces of work like this, it's the fun of having a go. That's the whole top and bottom of it. People have it in their brains that they've got to draw things that they see, you know, which is lovely to do, but not all of us can do it. You know, I don't know, I can copy things, I can draw buildings, I can draw trees, you know, if I want to. But I'll tell you what, it's not as funny as this. Oh no, it's not. It's not as funny as this. Especially when you draw your monsters in underpants. Maybe I should write a book called Monsters in Underpants. And just have lots of Y-front wearing weird creatures. So I'm going a bit bigger than I did before because those other ones were a bit small. See, I'm changing it constantly. It is a Whoa, that's a work in progress, they say, as they say. I don't normally like giving them noses because it's got a tendency to humanise the creature more than you want to really. Arms and legs, eyes and a mouth. If you give them, you could give them ears if you want. You could give it huge ears. Wouldn't matter. You do what you want. It's only me that you know that's deciding that. You got your way of doing it, then you do it your way. But if this gives you the idea now of having a go at this kind of drawing, you know, and you think, well, I can have a go at that, if you know. And if you do, please send them to my what do you call it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Instagram. There's so many of them. I just go. Is that Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think it's Instagram, isn't it? I've got an Instagram account. You can send your drawings to me there, and I think, you know, it'd be nice if I could put some of them, show some of them in the next videos. That would be nice. So I'm gonna stick these tubes in now. Now look, I'm changing them. Don't be scared of doing this, but I've just made them a bit more, instead of just, you know, straight up, they're a bit more wonky. Just imagine them as chimneys. Now this bit of gore, where he's had his head peeled back, he needs a little top bit there, so that, you know, and there's his brain. Now I'm going to do the brain interior with a finer pen, I think. There we go. Stick that there. Make it just look a little bit more interesting. If you can make it, you know, funnier by adding bits to it. Stick another one there, I think. And then the little bits of whatever it is flying out. Goo. Brain goo, I suppose you could call it. So let's put a big eyeball here. I like that. I like a bigger eyeball there. Nice big eyelid. Like that one. Still put that little one there like that. Now then, I don't want to go straight down in a straight line here. I want to give him some lumps and bumps on his skin. Again, do what you feel you want to do. Don't worry about it. Because your monster, your scribble sketch will not look anything like this unless you copy this. And you can actually download, you'll be able to download this drawing for free from my website. The link is in the description to my website, and you'll be able to download it, and you could put it under another piece of paper and trace it if you want to. Or you can colour it in. Absolutely free, no charge whatsoever. Just, you know, get your pen and paper and have a go drawing. There you go. So that's his head basically done. Oh no, I haven't done his chin, have I? Right, I've got to give him a big lumpy chin. So down here, there's going to be shadow under his chin. So I'm going to do a thick line like that. And then there. I'm going to thicken that line there again. See, because it's underneath. And this is needs to be a bit thicker as well. There you go. Right, there's his head. Now we're going to draw his. Oh, I think what we'll do is we'll put his big dungaree straps. You don't have to do dungaree straps if you don't want to. I just thought it was funny at the time. Now, big thick button with a nice little centre like that. There you go. These are holding his giant Y front underbands up. And there you go. See? Yeah, then I did do things here, but I'm going to do it here now instead. So like that. there. I'm going to go there, and there's his belly. And I want his belly to overhang slightly. Your dad would probably say now, you drawed in that from, you know, what you used to see. Honestly. Now that there is the inside of his mouth. You're drawing that from life, that's what I was trying to say. There you go. I'm just adding little bits and pieces now. I want to give him a little bit of a double chin. More belly there. Like that. Nice belly button. If you notice, I'm moving things around as I'm drawing. You see his tail up here. Well, that's disappeared now, isn't it? That's. So what if, once we've drawn his pants, now remember, because this is under his belly, everything's overhanging here because he's quite chubby. He's quite a big lad. That'll all be dark in there, you see. And then you give him his... Oh, I gotta put a... Oh, what do you call it? An elastic band kind of thing around his undies. And then I'll put his famous white fronts on. So you're gonna have... They're gonna be pulling a little bit here. That's what those are. Those are stretched in the material. Not very good at doing that kind of thing, but try my best. There you go. And then we're going to give him his weird shaped legs. So I'm not being overly what's the word? You know, fussy about it. I'm just doing what I think is going to be funny. Now there I've drawn his arm a bit different to what it was, isn't it? But you just draw these tubes. Just draw those tubes. I've been doing it for a while, so I stuck in a little bit of a shape to his arm. But you just draw those tubes. They'll be fine. Give him his spiky fingernails. Don't know what he's pointing at. No idea. But this is just to give you an idea of how to do it. And so, make something funny. I do like these knobbly knees. I quite like them. I'll be using those again. No, they were a complete accident. Yeah, I like them. I don't know if you'd be able to see his... Anyway, let's do his toes. Giving him a slightly bigger toes than I did before. So that shape there, if you can imagine it, is that, and then that on top, toenail, and then another one of those, toenail, and do that all the way across 5 times. It gets smaller and smaller as they go away from that way, they get smaller, bigger, smaller. There you go, I'll show you. There you go. And then final one. That's 4. I thought I'd given him 5. I'm going to make another one now. Always doing that. Always doing that. Yep. But when you've done it, that's 4 again. Nobody's going to know, because who's seen a creature like this before? Nobody. I haven't even seen one until now. It's brand new to me. Oh, I did that in ink. I've got to rub that out later on the computer. So I like to do this with the knuckles, the joints, and I like to give them little scrapey. There you go. So it's just to draw the next one now. You just stick to the tubes and the balls so that you can, you've got so that you can, you know, majority of you, I bet you can draw better than I can. It wouldn't take much. But yeah, there you go. And basically, oh, you see the tail? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I'm drawing a line here. I'm not touching the paper. Start there, and then make his tail nice and thick. Like that. I'll give him a bend in it, and maybe some of these little things. Not being too fussy about it. So that goes like that. So that's gonna have like skin, and he's gonna have circles of spots and things to make it look like it's attached to him and it's part of his body. There you go. So yeah, okay, now then, next bit, rub it out, rub it out. Remember, hold your paper down firmly and then rub away, or you can do it when it's close to your fingers like this. If you did it over here, see what's happening to the paper? It's moving. So try and, you know, just be careful so you don't crumple it. Now, if you like this, prefer this way of doing the drawings, you know, than what I've been doing before, because this is all trial and error to me. I don't know really what, you know, people that are enjoying watching. Let me know. Yeah, I like this one. I prefer this, you know, you going through it slowly with us so that we can see what you're doing. There you go. Right. Now then, there's the picture. All the scribbles are gone now. There's the picture. Finally, we see it. Now, what I like to do is to go to a smaller pen. This is a 0.8 pigment liner. I have got other pens that I use as well. Yep. These ones. Uni Ball, or Uni Pin they call them, a fine line drawing pen. These, I think they're about £8 for 5, and that's all the sizes you will ever need. That's all you need. You don't need any more than that. And yeah, they're about £8 for all of those, I think. 800, yeah. I did get a really good deal on a set recently, but that's not too bad. So I'm going to stick little bits of detail in now. There you go. Little circles. You can get finer detail now with the slightly small pens. This is a 0.8 I'm starting with. I will probably go down to a 0.2 later, and you can go even finer if you want to take, you know, a long time doing a drawing and put lots and lots of detail in. As they go around the belly, as they go around the curve of his belly, can you see that they become more egg-shaped, like that, rather than just that? So if you imagine those on the front of his belly, looking at you, like that, as they go around the curve of his belly, they become more egg-shaped. You might think, oh, I know all this. Why am I watching this? I like to put a bit of cross-hatching in as well, just to make that look like it's under his chin. Ooh, I like to look more dribble as well. So those, a dribble is like that. There you go. Or you can do circular ones like that, and then a little one underneath it like that, and it makes it look like, you know, it's dribbling. Yeah. See? Ugh. Put a bit of horrible bits and pieces. So I said I was going to draw his brain. Basically, it's just a load of squiggles like that. There you go. Put some more of those in. out of his head tubes. Maybe that's his nose. Maybe that's how he's sneezing and coughing through these things. Yeah, we're going to add some more circles. Again, as it goes around, the roundness of his arm, they become more egg-shaped here and then rounder here. So, like that. You might have a better way of doing it, I don't know. Ooh, I've missed out eyeballs, look. Oh yeah, I have too. There you go. So I like to make little folds in the eyelids, just to give them a little bit more, they look less flat. I've missed that one out completely. He's getting there slowly, isn't he? Okay, so we need some little spots and pimples. I quite like give him a little bit of the bandy. Now this on here I like to do that with, just to make it look like a bit of elastic around his waist. That's his Y fronts, so he can have a way. I quite like this kind of effect there. Can you see that? Little squiggles. If you put them together, they look like little hairs sticking out his toes. Yeah, let me know if you like it, if you prefer it like this, if you prefer me drawing like this. I don't know. I just want to try and encourage everybody to have a go drawing. Yeah, little squiggles there. Looks like he's got airy armpits. Now then, his teeth. His teeth. Causing me some worry, his teeth. They're not really. Okay. Are we still recording? Yep. I'm going to a 0.2 now, which is a smaller nib. I'm going to give him some smaller spots now around his chin. I want to give him some plaque on his teeth, so they look like little mountains, don't they? Little hills in his mouth. Yeah, I'm going to colour those a bit darker yellow so they look like he hasn't cleaned his teeth. Now, clean your teeth, everybody. Don't let your teeth go yellow. Your mummy wouldn't like it. You don't want to make your mummy angry, or your daddy, or whoever it is that looks after you. There you go. Right, so now we need to darken this inside his mouth now. Oh, I tell you what I do like doing is little, the shapes of hairs, but they're not hairs. They're the veins in the corner of his eyeballs. And you got little veins in your eyeballs, little red lines, just to make him look more monsterish and more unpleasant, as unpleasant as possible. Not too fussy. Don't get fussy with it. Just have fun. Little drip marks in here now because that's his. There you go. I'm just adding little bits of detail now. So right, I did have him having two tongues, didn't I? I might just put a tongue in the back here like that, and you've got the idea that there's a tongue there. So now I'm going to do cross hatching, which is I'm going to do lines like this, like that. And if you want to go darker, you just do that. See, that's darker than that. Cross hatching, that's all it is. So I've been doing it for a long time, so it's just practice. Keep practicing, don't give up. Now then, there's his tongue, so don't forget that. You could go over it with one and then go over with one set like that, and then go back over that on these pieces so that it makes the tongue look inside his mouth. But I might do that with colour later, I don't know. We're going to add some cross-hatching to his body in a minute. Yeah. So underneath the drips of blood, or the drips of goo, I want to put a bit of some lines there, just to make it look like there's a shadow underneath, as if it's been folded over, and it's got a little shadow underneath it. And there you go. See? So it looks like that stands out a little bit more now. Give him some more pimples. Never can have too many pimples. So now his head's very big and it's come over his belly, so this probably here would be under a bit of shadow. His shoulder. Like that. So that drops that behind there, you see. Not that I'm qualified to teach anybody how to draw, it's just little bits that I know, you know, and have practiced over the years. There are far more better artists and illustrators out there that you could learn so much from, but you know, if you want to have a laugh, you can have a go at this. Right, underneath here is going to be shadow, so I'll put a little bit of just lines in. I like to do this with the lines, change the direction, because it can look a little boring and it does make the drawing look a bit flat if you don't do that. Like that. There we go, there's that. Yeah, there's gonna a little bit of shadow there, a bit of shadow under here. You can do a lot of this with the colour later on. You know, you can add a bit of shadow, but I'm just showing you what I do normally. Just a little bit of shadow there, just to make it look like that button isn't completely flat, but there's a little ridge of plastic or whatever you call, you know, buttons there. And as it goes down, his body goes into his pants like that. See, now under here, there's going to be a bit of shadow because his chin's right forward here, isn't it? And here. There you go. Behind here, there's going to be a little bit of shadow. He's getting there. He's getting there. You know, you can put a bit of shadow in here as well, underneath. There you go. Oh, and under his drool. Now you don't have to do this, you don't have to do any of this cross-hatching, you can just do this with some colour. You can use a slightly darker colour or put a blue over it. I'm just hoping this video isn't going to be too long for some, but I just wanted to show you how I do it and do it slowly. Yeah, I could break it up into a couple of videos, couldn't I suppose? There we go, this is going to be under shadow here. Now if you notice, I'm going around like that. Can you see that? That effect. To make it look round the tail instead of just flat. Because if I did that, it would look flat. So go around with a circle. Like little half moon shapes. And follow this line here. So you go, see? There you go. Put that in shadow. Now under here, there's going to be some shadow because it's all these rolls of flabbiness. His marvellous flabbiness. A little bit under his knees. Maybe a little bit here. As it goes in there, we're going to put a little bit of shadow in there, because this part here is overhanging his legs, so like that. There you go. Again, half moon shapes. Can you see that? That line there, I'm going with it. Okay. course on his feet, or as we call it, his tootsies. A little bit of shadow there. Right. Little spikes now, so I'm going to put these in like that. Little spikes. Start from the bottom, flick up, flick up, flick up, see? And it gives you little hairs. Little tight hairs on his legs. Put some on his belly if you want, you can put them anywhere. See? Ooh, look, he's got airy elbows. Airy elbows. Oh, little tufts of hair on here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this in two, I think maybe two sections, because it's going to be too long. But it's getting there slowly. So now under here, I'm going to give him some. Actually, his mouth could do with darkening, so put a bit of this in. Now, I've turned the paper around. It just makes it a bit easier. Okay, I'm going to get the big brush pen. I'm going to hardly touch the paper. So what I'm doing is, instead of that, I'm going to do that. Hardly touch the paper. See? So, see? There you go. Put a bit of shadow under it. Hopefully you'll like it. Now then, back to the 0.2. Put a bit of shade on here, just to make that look a bit more rounded. Maybe some underneath the tubes coming out of his skull. Like that, you know, you could even drop his eyes back, the ones that are behind, just put them in shadow. This is doing it with cross hatching. You don't have to do this, you can do it with coloured pen later. So there you go, there's the inked version. So you've gone from pencil to ink, and the next one will be in colour. We'll be colouring it. Okay everybody, thank you for watching my video. And hopefully we'll see you in part 3. Oh yes, the final episode of this 3-part symposium of illustration knowledge thing. I kind of died at the end, didn't it?
Illustrator Jones just wanted to say a huge thank you to Duck on Myth and Michael Ha for supporting Illustrator Jones on Patreon. If you would like to gain access to members-only content and have your name put on the next video, please support Illustrator Jones on Patreon. Thank you for your kind support.